exercise as itself doesn't actually burn that much calories throughout the day. So your total daily energy expenditures, the amount of calories you burn throughout the day, you probably burn less than 10% doing just exercise alone.
You good? Good. Now, before I take any credit for that iconic introduction, that belongs to our next special guest on ISO Intellect Interviews, Mr. Yusuf Paterson, the founder of Principal Nutrition. I was first introduced to Yusuf through a friend back in 2015 when I played a season of rugby in Nottingham in the Midlands. And as far as nutrition and fitness professionals go, this guy is top notch. If you've still got your pants on at home, hold on to them because Yusuf has some really simple and effective advice for nutrition and movement in the home. Guys, if you like what you see or hear on the Feel Good Blueprint, please do give us a like or subscribe on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Well, thank you for having me, Simon. Thank you. Massively appreciate it.
No problem, man. Always good to speak with you. I'd like to start with opening just around sort of, who you are and what you've been up to recently and a bit more about Principal.
So yeah, I'm Yusuf, I'm 28 and worked in the gym as a personal trainer at your old standard Virgin Active. And then from there, luckily stumbled into CrossFit and was a coach there. And the good thing about being in CrossFit is it opens you up into a really nice community. And these people are very much into fitness. And they're into all kinds of fitness. That they get a lot of bad press for being really enthusiastic about CrossFit, but a lot of them don't know about the weightlifting side of things, and they can appreciate that. And they also, some of them appreciate the bodybuilding side of things. So then it opens up a few more doors for me. Then through that, I've been able to start my own nutrition business, which is Principal Nutrition. And then it started off as an idea just to help people, just to get through the maze of all the nonsense out there that you see, especially with social media now and Instagram being as big as it is. There's a lot of people on there who maybe look really good, and they often maybe plant seeds in people's mind that you might have to do a certain thing to get to be in a certain way. And I just wanted to use my background of having a master's degree in physiology and try and use the scientific approach to help people with their weight loss journey, which is doing well. It's been going on for 2 years now, and each month or each week I'm progressing a little bit more and it's getting that little bit more traction. And it's quite exciting, but also very, I'd say it's more challenging than maybe I thought starting your own business. There's a lot more hurdles than maybe I thought there would be as well.
Oh, that's really good to hear. I've been a follower since the start and watching you come through with this business. And I think for me, you are a no nonsense. You make a lot of sense in what you talk about. And I've been lucky to be around a few people through the years that have trained and been trainers and been into nutrition. But you're one of the people that really does break it down and make it really understandable for like an average Joe as well. But also it's common sense stuff too. So yeah, what are some of the principles that you excuse the pun? What are some of the principles that you do focus on?
Just focus. My main point is something that you can adhere to forever. So a lot of people try and do these crazy stuff where they might have to get rid of, for example, like they might do ketogenic, where they get rid of all carbohydrate sources. But that might be only short-lived. So they might be able to do that for 8 weeks or 12 weeks. But my approach is, what can you do forever? So it's not about giving up something. It's about maybe just narrowing that down or limiting the amount you have of it. So people might look at chocolate as being a really negative thing, but it's actually not. It's just having that controllability. Because I know if I have a bit of chocolate every day, that will help me in the long run. If I got rid of it and told you, Simon, you can't eat chocolate forever, it'll probably make you want it more. Then when the 8 weeks is done, you actually probably end up going nuts for it.
Yeah. Wonderful philosophy. I totally understand exactly where you're coming from. And actually, given this current situation, I'm actually calling it Voldemort. I don't like to name it to give it any energy. So with what's going on at the moment, how does that change or affect what you're trying to achieve at the moment?
In terms of my business or in terms of how I'm just eating or?
Yeah, let's talk about the business first, but then we can go on to definitely what you've been doing yourself.
Yes, I was just going through my course actually. Has this occurred? And I had 1 more week to go, which I had to meet everyone up in person and take their body fat measurements and talk them through what they're going to do now. What's the rest of their life look like? My course is an 8-week course. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I pretty much tell them how to live this forever and what they should be doing. So I couldn't meet them physically, but luckily that we're doing now, you've got Zoom, and it's made me go onto Zoom, and by doing that, I've wanted to get the business online anyway. That's the next goal. That's the next step. So it's kind of forcing me to do this a bit sooner than I wanted to do it. But it's a good thing. You've got to look at it as a good thing. Like, it's actually pushing me to be a bit uncomfortable and to maybe speed the process of getting it online. So that experience is quite cool, and it actually worked. You can share your slides online, and it's pretty cool what you can do now. So I'm quite lucky in that respect.
That's great that you can flex the model, especially at this point, and bring things online for people too. I've seen some of your content. We'll obviously put a link in a bit later on as to your content and what you're uploading and stuff. But some of the straightforward advice you've been giving, what are some of the key things you think people need to hear, or what sort of advice would you have for people that are stuck at home at the moment?
Yes, one of the biggest things I like to talk about is exercise as itself doesn't actually burn that much calories throughout the day. So your total daily energy expenditure, the amount of calories you burn throughout the day, you probably burn less than 10% doing just exercise alone. So the rest of it, where can you burn your calories from if you're trying to be in a fat loss situation or not put weight on? And that is normally through just doing nothing. You burn the most calories from just sitting down. Obviously, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you will burn. But right now, we can't really focus on maybe building muscle that much right now in this current situation. So one thing that we can do is we have quite a lot of control of is our needs. So our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's like just us walking around, commuting to work, that sort of thing. And that's been taken away from us right now. So what can we do at home is we just need to move more at home, which sounds crazy. So I posted what me and Alex do is we live in a flat, but we have stairs that lead to the front door. So every time we go to the bathroom or the kitchen, we go up and down the stairs first before going to the bathroom or going to the kitchen.
Yeah. And
that way it sort of reflects maybe that commute to work that we're not getting anymore. Or it might reflect, if we're working in a big office, to get to the bathroom, it might be, down quite far down the hall, whereas now we're still replicating that. And then that 1 hour we're allowed outside a day, we make sure we go for a walk at least once a day, just for an hour, just to get some movement in. And then obviously we do some home workouts as well. But
it's good to hear that your advice is what I've been trying to do as well. So that's really good. And then for you, you're a really active guy, and some of the principles around your training is very dynamic and does often involve using, especially in the gym. But I've seen that you can break it down to quite simple basics as well without the gym as well. I've seen you do that. What have you been doing to adapt your training?
Well, I've been trying to keep it as close to possible as I would normally train. So I think a lot of people now just go on Instagram and just looking for workouts, and they're just jumping on whatever that they can see in front of them, which is cool. There's so many cool stuff out on Instagram, like workout-wise, to do. But I'd say try and keep it as close to what you were still looking for before this whole issue occurred. So if you're looking for that, you like that sort of bodybuilder style training, you can still get that, and you should still focus on that in your training. There's loads of different methods you can do that. So if you wanted to get that, still get a chest workout, maybe instead of using the weights to work the chest, you can do different inclinations as a push-up, different hand placements. You might do this and that, and you can really slow the tempos down. So take it really slow on the way down, and then come back up really slow as well. And that way you still get all the muscles recruited in the thigh to still grow that muscle. Other ways you can do it is, instead, there's a study recently looked at in terms of muscle growth, you can still get muscle growth, but whereas your normal gym goer might do 8 to 12 reps in the gym, this study looked at another group who did 25 to 35 reps, and they still showed muscle growth. So it's just by now just having a different mindset. Maybe do a lot more reps than you would in a normal gym set, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really sound advice. Incredible. I've been doing high reps as well, and definitely like it really kills. And it's something, I suppose, in the gym you're not really doing as much, because for me, I'm probably reaching 10 or so and then go, that's enough. But actually, if you've got lower weights at home or you're doing body weight, you can do way more, and it does hurt a lot more as well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And then for you, like I suppose if you've got any downtime, probably not knowing you, pretty busy with the business. What have you been doing with your spare time at the moment?
Oh man, I've just got into Disney Plus, so I love Star Wars anyway. So just got really back into Star Wars and just watching them, and the Mandalorian, that is epic. I'm loving watching that, and
Yeah.
I never watched the cartoon side of things of Star Wars, so I'm really getting into that as well. I just love the whole world that someone created another world and all the different loopholes it takes you, and it's so cool. And then obviously sleep. I'm getting loads of sleep right now, which is amazing. And I think
Yeah.
people underestimate sleep, and I think now hopefully people, when they go back, they'll understand how important sleep is. I think that's something that people often bypass when they're trying to get on their nutritional journey or their fat loss journey or their health journey in general. People often bypass sleep, but sleep's such a massive, massive thing. And it's been so cool just to get a lot of sleep. And I think hopefully moving forward, when everything goes back to normal, I would like to have that routine of putting the phone away quite at a reasonable time and getting hitting the sack quite early as well.
Yeah, the rest is a big one too, and it's like even
Yeah,
basic rest. So with the little siestas in the afternoon, and then stuff
yeah,
like that with
exactly.
evening sleep, it's really nice. But the afternoon, it's so important for me not to get like to sleep too long because then I get really drowsy. But that's a really
Oh
nice
yeah, yeah.
combination I'm finding if I can do that. Obviously not on work days. And the other thing is, I don't know, I haven't told you this. I went without drinking for 3 months. I finished about 2 weeks ago. That was
Whoa.
really good for me. And over the Easter break, I got back into it just to have some drinks. And
Yes.
I think I've decided that like it's good on occasion, but it's something I'm really
Yeah.
going to reduce a lot more of. And I guess at the moment I'm really interested. I'd really like to know what's happening out there in everyone's households at the moment. When I go to the shops, I see a lot of alcohol's been bought or a lot of alcohol's been
Yeah.
consumed. Have you got a take on that?
Well, I think even with me and Alex, a lot of the friendship groups we're involved in, I think they seem to be drinking. I'd say I think we've heard quite a lot of drinking going on as well in them groups. So um, yeah, but like what you said now, it's nice as an occasional thing to have. Like I think it still should be looked at as maybe don't completely abstain from it because it makes you want it more. I think, but I wouldn't say go crazy on it either because again, alcohol has a negative effect on the body as well. And often people don't realize is drinking actually not just drinking alcohol, but any drinks also has quite a lot of calories in it. So a lot of people might be thinking they're eating quite healthily, but then if you have like 2 bottles of beer or 3 bottles of beer a night, you're actually adding quite a lot of calories. So if your
Yeah.
weight is shunting or you're thinking I've not lost any weight or my sleep's not very good, it's probably because of that the effect of the drink or those calories are having on your body too. And so occasionally, definitely, 100%, I'm with you there, Simon, but maybe not all the time.
Yeah, keep that balance. Maybe
Yeah,
just try and find the occasions. And I think probably slipping into like weekday drinks is can be a bit of a trap for people stuck at home
yeah,
too. And then like maybe easing into, oh, I'll just have an afternoon drink, and then before you know it, it's
exactly.
happening. Yeah, and that's something I could easily see myself getting to. So I'm just going to cut it for a little bit longer, a bit
I think with the weather being
longer
so
break.
nice as well, it's quite
Yeah,
hard, isn't it?
really hard.
But maybe just look at it still, like you said, maybe Friday's a day, Friday
Yeah,
have it, and Saturday, and then, you know what I mean?
keep it as a traditional sort of week.
Treat it as a normal week. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good. And then I don't know, looking towards the future, I'm really intrigued as to like post. Say that this is all cleared up, hopefully by June time, and you know we're looking ahead. What does like June 2020 looking out to 2021 for use look like?
Well, Principal coming online is what I'm really trying to push towards. So anyone can access it anywhere, from anywhere. They have to be because now it's quite Nottingham based. Have to be Nottingham, I'd say. So yeah, definitely branching that out online, which is what I'm doing a lot at the moment. Is I'm trying to make all my notes and slides and make them, PDF friendly and planning videos I'm going to do next, and so people can still get me involved in it as well. Which is harder than I thought as well. I think.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited for the next steps. I'm really pleased that you're
Thanks,
looking
Sam. Yeah,
towards that. It's
appreciate it.
great. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
And one more from me is what's for anyone at home that right now, if you could sum it up, what's a key bit of advice you could give for someone that's feeling a bit stuck right now at the moment?
With everything that's going on,
Yeah,
just yeah, like you said, take the positives from it. So there's as bad as it may seem, it's nice that you get to spend a lot more time with your real half. If you have your real half, or you might have family and your children, it's a great time to experience it more. Then, if you're on your own, it's just a great time like you're doing. learn some new skills that you've been putting off for such a long time, like doing the Spanish or doing the French, or learning something completely new, and or you don't feel guilty about getting involved in that Star Wars that you've been doing before. Because I'm sure when things go back to normal, you won't have that time. It'll be taken back away from you. So you don't feel so guilty about the stuff that you might not do otherwise or had a chance to before. Really get stuck in and involved, and maybe enjoy this process that we're in, and look at the positives from it.
Really sound advice. Thanks so much. And then if people want to check out Principal, where can they go?
So Instagram, principal_nutrition. So the principal spelled Principal, and then _nutrition. And then my website's exactly the same from my website as well. And then I just give out different tips, especially now that with all this going on. I try and help people with what to do as well.
Amazing, Yus. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so pleased that you've come on to talk with me. Really
excited. Thank you,
Sam.
Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure, absolutely. And I look forward to speaking. You'll probably have to get back on the show again, see how things are going. But yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
No worries.
Big love.